Hey guys, Austin here with Hope to Cope, checking in today to remind you that you are a miracle and you have a purpose. So this is the alfalfa field video part 3. So if you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, go back about a week and a half ago and find those. The first one is called I Grow to Be Cut Down. And that was a message that I got when I was walking by this field, where I just felt a thought that came into my mind that said, I grow to be cut down. And I started thinking about that. I was like, what does that actually mean? So that first part is about that. The second one is about the alfalfa living its purpose. All it's doing is growing. That's all it's doing, is it's growing. It's putting its time and energy and effort into growing. It's someone else that comes in, that cuts it down, that packages it up, that distributes it out to those that need to eat it, and that collects the money and puts the fertilizer out on the field. Someone else does that. So the alfalfa's purpose is to grow, and it's living its purpose. It's growing to be cut. And then the third part, which is what I'm going to talk to you today about, is the part about knowing the patterns. When is it best to cut? How far down do you cut? And there's principles and there's messages that go in that as well. So my father-in-law has several fields that he grows alfalfa on, and he mentioned to us one time that there's a certain point that it gets to a point where it's able to be cut, but if he gives it one more week, he can get half again as many bells as if he cut it the week before. So just one more week can provide half again as many bells, but it doesn't go beyond that. If you go beyond that, you don't get as many. But there's that happy moment. It's like, okay, if I go beyond this, it'll get half again as many bells. And then my parents, they run some cows out on a grass, so they're grass-fed cows. And so they have their fields sectioned out into little squares. And so they let the cows eat the grass down to a certain point. They don't let them eat it all the way down. They let them eat until it's, maybe a good 6 inches from the ground, and then they move the cows. So the cows are being moved every day so that they don't eat it all the way down. Because if you eat it all the way down, it takes that much longer to grow back. But if you only allow them to eat down to where they're still about 6 inches above the ground, it grows back much more quickly. And so that in a month, when you get them back to that spot, it's tall grass again. And so knowing how far to cut down, knowing how long to let grow, all goes into this pattern that allows us to produce, or allows the alfalfa or the grass to produce abundantly. And so in your life, are you cutting yourself down? Are you allowing yourself to be cut down too far? Or are you not allowing yourself to grow enough to the point of the next cutting? And so in regards to that, so one thing that I do is I do live classes. There's a nice gust of wind coming through. So I do live classes, I do events. And is it best to do that event every week? That might be too much. And so it's finding that happy spot. And that's one I haven't found yet in regards to my events. Maybe it's quarterly, maybe it's... So I'm playing around with that number, because I tried to do monthly throughout the month of the summer, throughout the summer months. So we had good attendance in May, but June and July, not so much. And so I'm trying to find that happy spot. And this field and these analogies and these principles are guiding me and teaching me. And so I want to share that with you as well. So this is why this is Alfalfa Part 3, knowing how far to cut down, knowing how long to let grow, and how does that apply with you? Because it's possible that as you're going towards your goals, that you're cutting down too far. And that's why it's taking so long for you to get re-energized after an event, because you're allowing yourself to be cut so far down that you're feeling worn out, that you're feeling like, just got to do all that again. So maybe find a way to not give as much when you do your classes or your events or your job or whatever it is that you're doing. Know that you are taking care of yourself so that you can rejuvenate and be refreshed more quickly. And then the other, are you cutting yourself too soon? Or do you need to grow a little bit more so that you can get more out of what you're doing? So just pay attention to this. How does this apply to you in your life? Share some comments below on like, how does this apply to you? Because this is something I'm still learning as well. And so I just thought to put it out as this whole message came through. So you might know more about this than I do. And so if you do, please share, what are your comments? What are you learning? How do you apply this to your life and what you do in regards to your purpose? Because as I say here every day, you're a miracle and you have a purpose, and your purpose is unique to you. No one else on this planet can do the purpose like you can. It's your purpose that's unique to you. You were made different so that you can make a difference. And so how does this apply to you in your life? Share that in the comments and help us so that we can all learn and grow together. Because as we identify how these principles work in different areas of our lives and in our different purposes and callings, that can help open our eyes up to things that maybe we haven't seen before. And we're, oh yeah, that applies to this. And that's how I can adjust. And that's why all of our perspectives are important. That's why your perspective is important. Because as we share our perspectives, we see a bigger picture. And that allows us to see more than what any of us can just see alone. And so be willing to share your perspectives. And as we share together, we see more together and we grow more together. So remember, you're not alone. I'm here at Hope to Cope every day, checking in to give you a message of hope and to remind you that you're a miracle and you have a purpose. So thank you for spending this time with me today. If this is new to you, go and subscribe to the channel, like the video. And I'm here every day. It's been over 11 months now that I've put out a video every day, and I look forward to being here a long time into the future. So thanks for spending this time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.